Richard here, and welcome to Nerd Life, my friends. Today is a project catch-up on my finished, not perfect deal. I believe in the last video, the stuff I showed you, I'm trying to think. It was that, hey Rose, grab that Black Knight that's in that box out there, please. In the nerd room, that little that brown box next to the Warlord. Bring me that Black Knight guy, that big tall guy. So yeah, so what this is, it's gonna be the black robot looking thing in that wooden box on the desk. Hold there. Just set everything on there and let's sort it out real quick on the floor. It's okay. Sorry guys, it's just fun times. Woo, doggies. So I showed you the Cerastus 9 I was working on last time, and a couple other odds and ends things I'm working on last time. So we're gonna go table down in a minute. I'm gonna go over some stuff, some of my projects, some of my things, some ideas. I've got 2 different commissions coming in soon. One the guy was gonna mail out today. The other one I don't know when he's gonna mail it out, but it's gonna be heading my way. There's 2 new commissions for builds commissions. So again, like I said, if you guys out there, you enjoy the painting process of it, but you're not a fan of the building, I, for some reason, love to build, and I love to convert, and love to do it, and I'm fair priced. So just holler at me. You can hit me up on here. You can even leave in the comments a message, and I'll send you my email address, which, by the way, my email address for stuff like that, for business purposes, is nerdlife@gmail.com. That's for any business related stuff you need to do. You can just send it straight through there. But yeah, we're gonna go table down here in a second. I'm gonna show you where I'm at on my finished not perfect projects, where I'm working on. I'm even gonna show you a bit of the Warlord that I've painted. Just a couple little things. I'll probably highlight that more in the actual Journey into Forge World when we go back to the Warlord, which I have one coming out soon. This Friday, and then I'll have another one next Friday. This week's been busy. I've been a lot of stuff going on. We'll kind of make this a weird Wednesday as well. We're just talking about everything that's going on. My wife signed up for this pearl business where you unshuck oysters and take the pearls out of them for people, so they can see what kind of pearl they got. And my persona is Greybeard the Pirate, and it's just really fun. It's fun to do. I'm having a blast with that. And then of course I've got my commission business is slowly picking up. I've got the game business is still kind of just, it's there. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to promote it on my page and stuff. And then of course I have my drawing business and stuff that I do too, as well as just life in general, my t-shirt business, and that's really kind of stagnant, really stagnant. I have a good amount of designs. I don't want to add any more designs because I don't want to get it too complicated, but I need to, this shirt right here is one I got for me to make me a shirt, and I just haven't done it yet. I need to order some white vinyl. I do have 2 shirts that I need to get done, but we're still waiting on the t-shirts to show up. They haven't showed up yet. So yeah, it's just a real complicated stuff. Everything's good. It's just kind of slowing down right now. Hey, Rose. Anyway, guys, we're gonna go table down now, and we're gonna check out what I've been working on, like the progress from the stuff for the past week. So we'll see you in a bit. All right, guys, here we are, table down. I'm in the living room right now, or the dining room. Why do you see that? Oh, that's on my desk. Ha. Okay. I saw that tattoo thing back there. I was like, that's on my light box, but my light box is behind me. I put a sticker on. I put stickers everywhere. So anyway, guys, here we go. You've seen these guys before. This is my current chapter master for my 11th company, the Hydra. Hail Hydra. So this is kind of the color schemes I was going for at first. It's going to be the black, the golds, and the reds and stuff. And then the purple accents. And just everything was like really just kind of looking plain. I'm still going to keep some like this. I do some squads, especially the older ones like this. But I recently, oh, okay, here is, I don't know if I showed this guy to y'all or not yet. This I'm using as my librarian. What is that? It's his teeth. Like, ridiculously bright. This camera is like so blarg. But anyway, on it, you look at the purple tones on his body. That was done from that Imperial blue. I dusted it on. I kind of lightened it up on the top overhead. I typically always saw that librarians always had like bluish armor. And Freak turned me on to this color because he painted his librarian in it too. And it's a Vallejo Game Air, I believe. Or Model Air, I can't remember, but it's called Imperial Blue. And it's got a nice purple tint to it. Especially when the light hits it just right. But anyway, so I did this color on this guy, and I was like, man, I just like it so much. I wanted to incorporate this in a lot more. So you saw in the, or you will have, you'll see sometime, I'm using that color on my Warlord as well. And I'm going to bring that color in my Mechanicus too. The other issue is I brought it into my Hydra Marines, my 11th Legion. Now, I had those figures that I got a while back from the Start Painting set. It had the 3 snap fit Ultramarines. So I decided to use one of those guys. I know my wife was supposed to paint it, but she never got around to it. She probably won't either. But I decided to use it as a sample, just to kind of test color scheme. And I'm really happy with the way it's turned out. It's that same purple, or blue, over black prime. And I kind of dusted it on in areas, so some of that black still shows up through there as the shadowing and stuff, and then other highlights and whatnot. But then the red helmets to equal their red skin and their red face, and for the red skull, their Primarch. And then I'm doing like a little, on the captains and stuff, I'll do some little freehand work of the old one himself, Mr. Cthulhu. So I painted that on there. And I just like the way that looks. It just turned out a lot better, I think. And it gives me a little bit more color pop instead of having it plain. I mean, these guys, of course, like I said, will stay. I'm not going to repaint them or anything like that. But that'll be kind of like the new color scheme. Like, these guys will just be special characters or something I'll make up for them. Maybe even this guy. But I think, like I said, I'll do a couple of, I think it's about to break off. I'll let my kids play with it. That's why I don't like banner packs like this. I never liked them because they don't last very long. It just tells you who your sergeant is, but at the same time, so does this hat tell me who my sergeant is, and so does this hammer. But I'll probably do like a squad with the similar color schemes as this. Maybe go look into it and see what like a Devastator squad works like, and have this as like the guy in charge of the Devastator squad. I don't know. But yeah, but then the rest of the soldiers be like this, especially the newer ones, and especially when I get some of the Primaris Marines. I've already worked it into my fluff since, you know, these guys are abandoned the galaxy and they went into the Pelegron cluster, kind of more near the Ghoul Stars. But some tech was stolen as the ship was going into the Pelegron cluster to go to a Forge world out there. And that's the Forge world that my Warlord Titan's from, and my Mechanicus is from. Or my Admech's going to be from, which is, that leads me to another thing. Oh, wait, never mind. Before I go on that far. Well, I will say, okay, so I told you before that this ship was raided, and all that was left was floating people in space. Everybody was dead. It was dead. The ship was taken, pretty much. And that had Primaris tech on it. That was going to, like I said, the new Forge world. Or this Forge world for that. So, here's a Leviathan I painted up. Using that same purple color scheme. I know I kind of jumped all over the place, huh? But like I said, I really just like the way it turned out, you know? And he's got the Cthulhu-esque symbol deal on his front carriage. Just golds and brasses and silvers and stuff in the back. Facing, I just want it to be kind of like mucky and dirty. Not like necessarily look like ground, not necessarily look like dirty flooring. Just dirt, you know, just gross. Like old stuff needing cleaned. I'm probably going to go back. This has already been sealed and everything. These are magnetized on. Magnetized on both sides. The guns, under guns are magnetized on. I just have the flamers in there for right now. Did a little bit more freehand on there at the 11 on the shoulder pad. That was a pain in the butt. But I'll probably still go back and do a little bit more weathering to it, especially down the feet area, make it a little dirty and stuff. I did this all freehand with my glow effect. I wanted to really just look charged up from firing. For one thing, the weapon scheme I have on these guys, their weapons have that green on it already. It's that kind of US dark green color. So that's under there, but then I decided to do the glow effect on there, so it all kinds of blends in together. But I like that the other fluff about these guys is that they use Necrons. They've devised a way to trap a Necron soul and rip it from its mechanical body and harness its energy, basically from the Necron crystals, the Gauss crystals or whatever they're called, the Necron crystal things. They found a way to harness the energy from that, and they use that to power their weapons. So, and maybe even power their magic. I don't know. Just ideas, fluffy ideas I want to add. I still got to get back in there and bring my Tau into it and all my other stuff. And I'm still working on my Imperial Knights as well. On to the Imperial Knight real quick. Here he is primed. I think last time I showed you he wasn't primed yet. He was just gray washed or just gray plastic. Just kind of show you. You can still see kind of some of the green stuff. I gotta go back and reprime it. But there's the wolf pelt. All the green stuff adding on in there that I did. Blended really well with the primer. Same thing up here. You can still kind of see where the green stuff was, only because of whatchamacallit. I didn't spray paint it very well. The beard, the green stuff beard, turned out really cool. And then, of course, you've seen his little shield dangling down there. Turned out really cool. And then on this side is more green stuffed and plastic part wolf pelt. And then Nurgling gave me an idea to paint, since I'm doing a mural and stuff on the mural work on the Warlord. I'm going to do some mural work on him too. I'm going to do like his shin pad here. I'm going to do something in there, kind of Space Wolf themed. Maybe like a snowy scene with a wolf howling or something like that. We'll see. Now, more stuff. Back this up again. Kind of going back to the 11th Legion a little bit, but now this is more for my Warlord stuff. So my Warlord Titans and stuff tend to be always stationed on, or always found on their home worlds or Forge worlds, right? So I created my own Forge world, the Sepulchrum or something like that. It basically means grave in Latin. And, you know, I have they're the Legio Missorum Animarum, the Reaper of Souls Legion, Titan Legion. A really dark, yet loyal to the Emperor Legion, for sure. I don't want them to be a traitor Legion. I think it's going to be, my Mechanicus is going to be, my Admech are going to be my Imperial do-gooders, you know. I'm going to do several different things for them. One of which, since this is a Forge world, along with me later on getting multiple Titans for fun, you know, I want to eventually get the Mechanicus around it. You know, the Admech that's supposed to be around it. I have some stuff coming in from somebody. It's going to take a little bit to get in. I have scrap bits that I picked up on eBay for a few bucks. So this is from the... He sent it in the box still. It was from the Adeptus Mechanicus Sicarans box. So what I was going to do with all this is any little scraps that I could find on here. Like I said, I paid a couple bucks for this, but I can use all this stuff as bits to create my my Dominus, I guess, or my Magus, whatever it is, the whatever is typically in charge of a AdMech army. I haven't started reading too much into their fluffy stuff yet. That's kind of my next step. But like I said, I'm going to use that for the head of them. And then like, I got all these other little bits and things I can use as tentacles and stuff that come off of them. Plus I have green stuff rollers now. The little, not the roller, like the DJ Mix-a-Lot. The little squares that you put green stuff log in the middle, and then you squeeze it together and you roll it back and forth, and it would make tentacles for you, or wires or something like that. I picked up some of that for another project I've got with my builds commissions, and for this. I'm going to do a completely cut, scratch built, minus little bits, Magus or Dominus, whatever it is. I got this too. These all just came in today. So that'll be my little guy's axe. So that'll be the one arm. I want to look for, I had some styrofoam in there I'll probably use as the base body. I just kind of, well no, part of the body. Because this pack, I didn't realize this had it, but this actually has an upper torso. So I'll probably use this as the base upper torso that everything's going to glue on. And I have a bunch of scrap pieces in there that I'm going to use, as well as the scrap stuff from out here, from this stuff. So you're going to have a lot of this on this body here. And then a bunch of tentacles and stuff like that that he's going to be moving on, as well as I'm really trying to work on my green stuff here. I'm doing these builds for people, and I can do basic, minimum green stuff work. I want to up my game on that a little bit. So that's why the more I practice, the better I'll get at it. And so I want to do some robe work. You know, lay it flat, roll it out as flat as I can, cut it into a shape and a pattern, and then let it lay on top of the, you know, over body parts and stuff to kind of have it draping and things like that. I got the idea from one of the Age of Sigmar figures for the undead. It's like a Reaper of some sort with no legs, but I love the way his cloak was. I almost tried to score that and just use that as a base model for it, but I really want to do a lot of this on my own from scratch. If it ends up being a total disaster, then yeah, I'll back up a notch and get another thing. But yeah, it's kind of where I'm at for that. I have ideas for the AdMech, just different things I want to do with them to be cool. Heavily converted for sure, but more mechy style, like robotic tendrils, Dr. Octopus, you know, maybe that's the nickname of my Dominus, I don't know. But with that, I wanted to do an Inquisitor army for like an INQ 28 thing for the longest time, like an Inquisitor little conclave or whatever they're called, or retinue, because I know there's different levels of, there's conclave, there's something else, and something else, like they get smaller, and then you have like the Ordo Hereticus, Ordo Xenos, those are like the big ones, but then they have Ordo Minoras, the smaller ones, and so that's what I'm going to kind of base these on, is one of the smaller ones, and I'm going for the Ordo Mechanum. I wrote it down, I don't know if I said it right. But the Ordo Mechanum is basically an Inquisition group that is over the Adeptus Mechanics. They oversee it. They make sure that they do the proper things with the STC tech and all that stuff that they find. And so I'm going to have these guys based on the same Forge World as my Warlord and my AdMech. And they're kind of there to keep them in line. Make sure they are not following the wrong way, you know, into the cult mechanical ways or the bad chaosy ways. So this is one of my first figures, and it's not it's not a Games Workshop figure. This is one of the ones I got from Grimskull Miniatures, or Wargamers exclusive. It's that bike one that I had a video of not too long ago. Finally got around to painting it. Just a nice little quick paint job to mess around with. I'm happy with the way it turned out, you know, just for my own pleasure, my own fun. It says Legio Mortis on the back, and I know Legio Mortis in like real fluff is the Nurgle teamed Titan Legion. So maybe they just went up. They started out there, and once they started falling to chaos, they left or something. And that's just her remembering of her past or something. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna come up with a name for her later on, and I've got a couple other models that I'm gonna work on as part of the team. A couple other Inquisitors. I'd really love to get that one Inquisitor, Solomon, from Forge World. I really like his little retinue he's got and everything. I wouldn't mind scoring him. He'd be pretty rad. But yeah, anyway, that's what I got. I think, like I said, I think she turned out pretty cool. You know, I put some powder on there on the wheel to kind of make it dusty and dirty like the roadway. Golds and bronzes and blues and reds. My typical colors and greens. It's got a little plasma gun thing on the side of the bike. I don't know. I love this bike, man. This bike is wicked sick. Dude, I'd drive one of these in real life, minus the weapons, but I bet that'd be a sick ride down the road. Flame shooting out the top here. Filthy Xenos. Heretic scum. Anyway, guys, that's where I'm at on this finished lot. Perfect dilly job. My next steps, I meant to bring out some shields. I painted the shields up for my Warlord, the 2 small shields. One I'm super happy with. The other one I'm kind of like, it works. I guess I'll save that for the journey into Forge World, and I will just talk about that in there and I'll show it to you in there. This week I'm not going to try to get this guy finished, but I'm trying to get him more work done on him. I have tons of stuff to do on the Warlord, but that's going to be, like I said, that's going to be an ongoing project of me sitting and going, what am I going to do next? And me just doing it. And I want to start working on this guy as well, building him up. I have 4 more knights. Storm Raven, I believe, and a Spartan tank on its way for me to build. And then I have another knight for somebody else and a Contemptor to build for somebody else on their way. So I'll have those at some point within the next week or so. I know the knights and all that are coming now. He sent me the tracking number today, so I got it mailed out today. But so I have that all working on. I'll do separate videos on my commission stuff too. But a paint thing, I need to add something to paint on this. I don't know yet. We'll see. I have a couple other Contemptors I might bust out for the Legion. I'm not quite ready to do a full squad yet. Maybe I am. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll bust out and put together a 10-man squad. Or I'll look at the... I don't know. I'll put together a 10-man squad maybe and spray those up and start painting those. So that'd be another step in the Finish Not Perfect project. Anyway, guys, I love you all, and I thank you so much for joining me on this rambly, bambly road. It's been 20 minutes. Yay. I am tired. I'm sniffly, but I'm in a good mood, man. Life is weird. Life is rolling, but I feel good, man. No sense in complaining. It's not going to help the matter. It's just going to make you voice your sadness out there. It's not going to fix it. So I'm just going to be like, this small little roadblock is just that, a small little roadblock for me to walk around, you know. I love you guys. I thank you so much for joining me. Keep rocking that nerd life, my friends. I'll see you next time.